The new Titleist GT drivers are here. Featuring an all-new seamless thermoform crown, refined aerodynamics, and a new speed ring and VFT face design, these drivers are supposed to be fast for on and off centre strikes. I travelled over to Titleist Performance Centre at Woburn Golf Club to test out all three drivers, the Titleist GT2, 3 and 4. Which driver will I get fit for? Let's find out.
So we're going to go GT2, we've got data on yours, then we're going to go GT3 and GT4 for fun.
Perfect.
And then we're going to pick
which
head we prefer.
Lovely.
And then fine tune it from there.
The bigger the better.
The bigger the better.
Yeah, just...
Well, it'd be interesting to get your opinion on what the heads now look like as I give you each one.
Okay.
Okay.
More elongated, perhaps? The GT2, am I wrong in saying that? It looks slightly larger profile, but I didn't actually delve too much into the TSR2 lower 2 years ago, so...
Okay. Well, when I give you the 3, so when we go from 2 to 3, so we'll hit 3 with each.
The comparison of each
and you can give me a comparison as to whether you think they look that much different.
Sure. Oh, I knobbed that so far out the toe.
178 ball speed though.
It shouldn't be. Really shouldn't be.
Spun it 2-2 as well out of the toe. That is so far out the toe.
That should be elite. That really should be like a crime.
And that's your miss, yeah?
Yeah, that's my miss, toe strike. The direction of which can go left or right with it sometimes, depending on how I'm delivering it, but how is that 178 ball speed?
We'll tell you about that later.
Yeah. Another one that's just so far off the toe, and I don't want to know what ball speed that is, do I? For
178? Pretty much. Oh, it's near enough. Like, if we round up, that's 122 car bed speed. It's good.
That's 2 mile an hour increase.
Okay, so let's hit one more. We're going to do all the tests with that shaft.
Sure. Just
so that we're not changing too many variables.
Right.
But I'm gonna flip you out for a different feel afterwards.
Yeah, I think I'm going to hit 2 shots, but I don't think I'd say I'd be used to. Although I have actually hit this one. I had this in my 3-wood a while back.
Oh, what, the 1K black?
Yeah.
And you liked it? I
did.
Yeah.
I don't really ever get on with fairwoods, but it was a nice one for a 3-wood, but it was decidedly heavier.
Is it because you can't get in behind the back of the ball?
Yes.
I'm just guessing from the tee height.
How did you know? Oh.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
That's different to you.
Yeah, I blame it on Herbie. Herbie turned up and it all went Pete Tong.
Yeah, I will do.
Right, let's change out to the 3 because I have a 3-shot rule.
Sure.
You'll start manipulating after that, so I don't want to...
No, I like that. It's funny is I don't actually hit hooks, despite that being on camera.
Well, I mean, that one's a really bad one.
Yeah. That one was dreadful.
So, yeah, we're going 2 to 3 now. Same shaft, keep the same shaft on there for now. I don't want to keep adding...
What different variables in play? Okay. And what you say then, once we have a head in mind, then you start changing the variable. Okay, I like that.
Correct, yeah. So we pick whichever head works. Like, obviously, if I had this shaft to hand, yes, we could try TR, but it's not the same feeling. It's not going to be the same feeling for you. So if I'm going to change that, I'm just going to change it to something that's got maybe more of a mid-kick to get an idea whether you prefer that feeling or not.
Okay, probably.
And then work out of that later.
Yeah, okay, so GT3.
Do you notice a difference in visuals?
I mean, it looks more open.
Okay.
If I can see the face more. Definitely looks a little bit shorter from front to back. Nice though. Given I've been hitting those 3 all left, having a slightly open face could work. Could work very well.
I still can't get over that tee height.
Yeah.
184 ball speed.
Holy shit. Oh, I can't swear. I mean, interesting. So interesting there. When we did the long drive video last week, my max with a 48-inch shaft was 190.
Okay, and you're not far off that with that.
I think with a 45 I was 188, and that was me like sweating buckets. Yeah. And I feel like I'm not sweating buckets here. And
well, club head speed on that was 123.
Yeah, and we were actually using a quad as well, so that reads 2 mile an hour faster.
Yeah.
I know that's a miss it, but I love that one.
181 though.
How is that 181?
Yeah, again, there's that spin miss, but
that shouldn't be 181.
181 out the toe.
So out the toe. Well, was it so out the toe?
It wasn't so out the toe. but the feel might be different.
Yeah, that
2
one,
to 3.
That one, yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's actually very well said. The feedback straight away there was. I'm fine with the feedback being telling me off. If it does that, be fine.
We'll look at the numbers in a minute. But this will be fun. This one.
Christ.
Same again, 181.
What again wasn't the best strike in the world. We'll see. That's probably slightly toey again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that spin.
Yeah. So there's elements of that I'm a bit like,
not too sure about.
Not too sure about that. It's a little bit on the low side. That if it was sitting 2000s,
Yeah.
I'd be okay as long as the launch was good.
Yeah.
I like the ball speed on it.
I really like ball speed.
I think we can definitely find some. We can find something there for sure. But we're going to hit 4 for fun now.
Sure. When you see these strike patterns here for a fitting, are you attempting to fix that strike pattern as well as me out of the toe?
I can manipulate the strike pattern, of course, but it depends. Like, if you've got a player that, let's say, pushes the ball out right, hits it out the toe, and gear effect doesn't pull it back into play, and then you try and chase it by changing the sleeve so that the face is more open, well, he's gone from hitting it right to hitting it more right, possibly.
Right, okay.
That's not going to be a good idea. Whereas if we can get more mass behind it, like in the 3, that can negate a bit of the gear effect.
Okay.
So like you just get more mass, you get more ball speed, you get better. Like it just stays more constant through the air. So because there's more mass there, it doesn't drop out the sky as quick.
Yeah.
Spin retention stays there.
Yeah.
Like so when we hit the toe one, if it is just right hand side of the fairway or just off right, that's more livable.
That's fine.
Than trying to manipulate the face and then you start losing it right.
Nobody
wants to see that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, GT4.
GT4.
So, full disclosure, GT4.
It's tiny.
It's still that niche product, right? Low launch, low spin.
It's fit for the 4, TSR4 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see if you stay in 4 or whether you move out.
Yeah. Slightly wipey. Yeah. Didn't mind it.
It's not that far off.
No, that was actually a better strike. Oh no, it wasn't.
Spun up a little.
Yeah. Just slightly low on the face.
Yeah.
That felt nice. Different noise to it.
Yeah, different acoustics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. 304 carry.
Yeah, that felt nice. Different flight as well.
Launching a bit higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting, right? The nature of what it is. And I think this is where, I've been saying to everybody we've been fitting so far, before, if you were like TSR2 or if you're TSR3, it's no longer like for like.
Is it not? Okay.
No.
It's a lot broader in terms of who's
what we've done, I mean, you've probably seen on social media comments and stuff like that when we've posted some of the images, people have been saying, well, it looks exactly the same as TSR, right? That was the purpose, it had to. Right. Because it's the best, TSR was the best thing we ever made.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to break it.
If it ain't broke, everything type of thing. Yeah.
Right. But we wanted to make it better.
Okay.
So if you asked me what's the same, there's probably less that's the same between GT and TSR from a structure point of view and a design point of view. But
it is all very
different. Looks like visually for people, they're not going to like the sound, the look, the feel, it all had to stay the same.
Yeah.
But from a tech side of things, they couldn't be couldn't be further apart.
It's quite a tough challenge.
Yeah. Especially when you make like the best driver you've ever made, right?
Yeah.
And then you come into market and it's got to be better.
And for the best players in the world as well. Yeah. So one more?
But yeah, one more. But this is where it's apparent, like, because they're so different, it's going to be different player to player, what you're going to go into. So on paper, lowest launching, lowest spinning.
But
for you, highest launching.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more important about getting fit now than it was before.
Yep.
So like if you are going to go into a GT model, you need to go and get fit and you need to have an open mind.
Okay.
We're seeing players go from 3 to 2. Some players going from 8 degree to 11 degree.
Right.
Like that much of a change.
Wow.
So yeah, there's a lot going on.
Okay.
So definitely more important to do what you're doing today.
Yep, and try them all. Okay. Toey. That's good, but with it, that's launch bit, yeah.
Yeah.
really intrigues.
I'm really intrigued to which way we're going to go here.
Right. I quite like them all, to be honest.
I don't know if I would go 2. It seems to be the slowest out of all of them.
Yep.
And there was ball speed to be like that's left out on the table. You can see that from the optimizer. 3, I think the reason why 3 will now be good is 3 from, if you go from TSR to GT, TSR 3 and TSR 4 were quite far apart.
Yeah.
3 is actually probably closer to what 4 is like.
Right.
From TSR.
Okay.
So like it's still launching very high, but spins lower.
Right.
Okay, so if you remember, I think TSR 4, it was more high launch, low spin, whereas now it's lower launch, lowest spin.
Right.
And GT3 is high launch, lower spin.
Right.
So that's probably why you've got 2 options now.
Yeah.
Interestingly, like I said, on paper, optimizer-wise, 4's doing the bit for you.
Yeah.
Why didn't you put 4 in last time?
As in just long term, when I put it in.
Did you have a big miss with it?
Yeah. So I feel like I loved it here. I loved launching it here.
But when you got it on the course,
I got it on the course, I didn't feel like I could, probably keep up with the shaft that I had. I think I had a 7x tipped an inch, which was great to begin with, but then the mist started coming in right. And I'll be honest, the smaller profile down at address
was a bit off-putting.
As soon as I started being like, this is quite a difficult club to hit, and I'm like, oh my god, it's the size of a pitching wedge. I would probably side with a 3 there because I know it's slightly larger, and I think it could have, let's say on the off days, I just feel like it could be a little bit more forgiving maybe, but I don't know. I'm more thinking of my personal experience rather than what is actually best for me. But actually, to be fair, right now, it's not too much in it.
There isn't at all, but I'm wondering if we can pull this strike a bit better because you're actually, your highest ball speed came in the 3.
Yeah.
So I think there's more room in the 3 if we fine tune it. Obviously, we've tried you in a shaft there that's slightly different to what you'd normally in.
Yep. Ooh, I like that shaft.
Well, that's a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah. What Tiger has. Yeah. I don't deserve this.
Right, so we'll go GT3.
Okay.
I want to see what that shaft does in your hand, just to help with timing. So the way that I would always explain this, we do a lot of education days here where we bring fitters up and we take them through the fitting process.
Okay.
If we're talking about that, I'll strip it back and give them a different viewpoint. Imagine this is a car.
Yep.
Head's your engine, shaft's your timing belt.
Okay.
Okay. So like, if the head's a Fiat Punto and you've got a Formula 1 timing belt, it's just a really efficient Punto, but it ain't going to go fast.
Right.
Whereas if you've got a V8 engine there and you've got a cheap timing belt, you'll never get the performance out of it.
Right.
But it's always there. So if you match the 2, get the timing belt that works for you as a player, that's comfortable, with the head that's going to deliver the most ball speed and best launch conditions and spin, that's where you get the optimal performance out of all of it.
Okay.
Right? So that's how when people are playing around with shafts and they're like, this shaft does that, the head is where the tech is. So the head's going to be the most important thing. If you haven't got enough spin, now the shaft can change your delivery pattern based on how a player, feels its loading. Yeah, that can manipulate what the head does, but the raw data and the raw effect comes from the head.
Okay.
So if you need it to spin less, 4 is going to be where you're going to lean to first, and then you can manipulate and fine tune through shaft and sure fit settings.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, completely. I think more knowledge you put on me, the more I think, God, I've messed about too much with some different things for absolutely no reason.
But it's where like, and by all means, like, people are going to tell me I'm wrong. They're going to come out and say that they've got different opinions based on it. This is all just what I've learned, my experience with it. I've tested players that, like yourself, that are swinging at like 122 mile an hour.
Yeah.
I've stuck them in a regular.
Right.
And they time it better.
Okay.
And I'm like, my data, my experience that I've seen, it's more for me playing profile of the shaft and the weight.
Right.
That's important.
Okay.
But you have to have the engine, right?
Yeah.
I've got to have the speed, I've got to have the stability, I've got to have the control in that sense that I can then play around with that to fine tune it for
that's
you.
the fun bit, right?
Yeah, correct.
Oh, that's a shame. I was like, you know what? That's a swing fault. Slightly different.
Okay.
Spin is low.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
Remember, you get a 3-shot rule.
Yeah. I like that. Puts the pressure on.
So you see that?
Yeah, that's nearly there, isn't it? Yeah. Bit heely, maybe.
So you've gone from toe to heel.
Yeah.
Hit one more.
Straight away.
So if you're going like toe to heel, you're putting the same swing on it. What would that like give you an idea of? If you're talking about a timing belt, like we were talking about, and you've gone heel to toe to heel, and you haven't really done anything.
What's the shaft change it straight away, right? Okay.
We've only changed one variable.
And if we go into the detail, how has the shaft changed my strike pattern there? Is it because of the way in which I'm kind of the deflection of it almost?
Possibly, but more so from like where you can feel it's loading from.
Okay.
So where you might, certain players are different, right? So
Yeah.
if you've got a player that is using modus,
Yeah.
and they say it feels very like soft in the hands, and then you go to a shaft like Dynamic Gold in the same weight, that's the opposite profile, and they hit it and they go, yeah, it feels like XYZ.
Yeah.
I gauge where their reception of feel is. Everybody's different.
Right.
I can't tell you what it feels like. Only you can tell me that.
Okay.
But if you said to me that feels really soft in the handle, and then on paper it wasn't,
No.
then that's how we would gauge your reference. I would
Okay.
then flip it out and give you something that was actually really soft in the handle.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
The main thing with this shot just feels a bit heavier overall.
Heavier.
I don't know if it is. That could be down to the profile. I'm not going to guess, but definitely compared to the 1K, it feels a little bit maybe more stable. I'll use a positive word because I do quite like it. But
More stable.
yeah.
Stable in anywhere in particular?
Probably the midsection, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe it feels like stiffer on the tip as well.
Okay.
I'll hit one more and see if I can waffle a bit more. Fortunately.
Yeah, that's out. It's
Yeah.
going to come out. Because we haven't had one of those shots all day.
That's interesting now. It changed it drastically straight away.
So it's your response to the feel and where you can load it from and
Yeah.
where you can't. So as an example, if you went into something like, let's go here,
Yep.
and then you can tell me what you feel.
Okay.
But if you notice, and this is why I say to people, when you're going through these, shaft is important, we'll
Yeah.
never say it's not.
Okay.
But like, if you look, we've changed your delivery pattern, so it's changed the spread of where you're going.
Yeah.
But if you look at ball speed wise, like, you're not fluctuating too much.
No, I'm staying around 180, aren't I?
If anything, you're just a bit slower.
Okay.
Because of the delivery.
Right.
Yeah. So for you, that's like, oh, okay, no, that doesn't deliver as well.
As well, right, okay. So you're saying the 1K delivered better, even, yeah, okay. I would agree with that. I think I'm trying to be optimistic, even though I'm aware that one didn't really work for me, in a way. I don't want to feel like, in certain
You wanted to be
occasions-
in the tiger shaft, just say it. It's okay, it's on camera.
I can't. Oh, so up the toe, but it's dead straight.
Yeah. Yeah, really out the toe.
Yeah, that was really poor. I'll pull on 300 carry.
Well, yeah, so you'll get a pattern now. Ideally, if you've got a miss that kind of hits high on the face, what I want to see is it to be stable.
Yeah.
But I also want it to launch a bit higher and
Yeah.
spin a little bit less.
Okay.
Because then you don't lose your potential gains
Sure.
as such.
Okay.
But I don't want it to do that all the
No,
time.
no. Alex. That's a good one. Fucking knobhead. How was that one? I'm so shit. That's why I quite like the feel of this shaft. The ball doesn't.
Is it because it's more stable?
Yeah, I mean, it feels a little bit, maybe getting a bit lighter, maybe a bit softer in the handle almost.
Okay.
I feel like I'm working with this one better despite
Despite what you're seeing?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. One more. There's definitely more to be gained in 3. That's for sure.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that one again was a toe strike.
Oh, we're getting 180 ball speed now.
and it's
aren't we?
180, yeah.
You know what's funny about that? I remember the TSR fitting 2 years ago. That was my max.
That was your max.
That was my max, yeah.
Yeah, so on average in the GT with the 1K, you were 182.
Yeah, so,
And it's fluctuating by 1 mile an hour?
okay. Yeah, I was high 170s, and when I was mashing it, it was 180. I feel like if I'm mashing it here, I get 186 or so, which is, I'm trying to think of numbers that those aren't numbers I talk about in terms of a cruiser. So, Alex, it's a shame I can't hit the middle of the bloody club face.
But again, we've changed one variable,
Yeah.
right? Like something softer, it felt a little bit softer in the handle.
Yeah.
So let's test your theory.
Okay.
Start hitting it down the middle.
Should I start hitting down the middle? Yeah. Oh, is that what I'm supposed to be doing? Oh, no worries. I was testing the forgiveness. A little kid in me is like, this shaft looks cool. I like it. Please work. It's blue. Oh, it's a shame. That felt so different. Bear with me. Bear with me.
Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make it work.
It's blue.
I think you prefer the feeling of a mid, like soft in the midsection.
Okay.
Personally.
Yep.
So hit one more.
Sure.
It's good.
That was the best one. So I mean, again, it was a bit tubby.
Yeah, but that flight's holding, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's a pretty good one in terms
One more?
of.
One more, and then we'll test the theory on the mid kick.
Okay. It's not bad.
Ball speed's good.
Yeah. That was actually close to being okay, which is
Okay.
not bad.
Still not really beating that, to be honest.
What, the 1K?
In terms of stability.
Yeah. So close.
It is close
So
though.
close. Such a moron.
He's getting so excited.
I do feel like I'm nearly there. So the one we used before, was that a mid kit? Was that completely different in terms of profile?
What, 1K?
Yeah.
Or-
No, the blue number.
That's soft in the handle.
Soft in the handle. Okay.
Yeah. So when you said, oh, that
Yeah.
Hazard's black felt softer in the handle, I gave
Right.
you soft in the handle.
Okay, and then that did feel drastically different.
Yeah.
So thank you.
It's familiar shaft.
Oh, I like this one a lot.
No, but if you've got something like Jack's really good. Jack that does the education days with me, he's
Yeah.
like head of education and custom fitting
Okay.
for trade, and he goes all around the country, and we'll do the education days here. And he asks a really good question, and people get baffled by it. He says, "What's the best driver you've ever had? Like when you were playing your best golf, you had it in play the most. What was it, and what was in it?" So shaft and head design.
Yeah.
And then he just tries to recreate it to begin with
Yeah.
from a confidence fan.
Okay.
Because then if it turns out that that timing belt for that player is the
similar to
reason
that.
why they felt like they were playing really well,
Okay.
we'll then match that with our head.
That is a good.
And you
good
get all of
question.
the engine
Yeah.
and then the good
And
timing
that,
belt.
okay.
Right? So if you know you like this shaft already it's ticking a box from the point of
It's my top 3.
it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Now we just see if the driver head.
Okay.
Yeah,
See if
because
the
we
swing
know we've
moves.
got the engine. The
Yeah.
engine's there. We've seen it on the data. We just need
Just-
to find the right combination.
Okay. Don't mind. I don't mind that.
I don't
That was-
mind that
No.
because it's quick
Yeah.
and it's
I
not
ta-
ducking left.
I think the strike there.
Strike was nearly out the toe. Spins better.
It's so close.
It's close. You square that up, it's
yeah.
going to be long.
Yeah, yeah. That one. Such a miss it, but it's dead straight.
What, a 180 ball speed?
How is that 180?
That's really good. 303 carry, 325.
Such
Spins
a-
good, and look at highlights. You have lost
Such
ball
a bad
speed,
swing. No, but not a lot.
but not as much as you'd expect. And again, good. Now we're starting to find a little bit
yeah.
more of the middle.
Is that the middle?
Yeah,
bet, yeah.
it's a little bit off.
I like how it tells me when I'm hitting it. That's going to be fast as well. Yeah, shit.
Well, it will be if you turned it over. No
Don't mind.
spin on it.
I'm still. There's a pilot error.
The key one there is if I show you that from a flight perspective,
Yeah.
so you see it on TrackMan, it's not doing this, right? It's not
Not
like
dropping off the face of
out.
the earth.
It's just gone dead left.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you don't have to try and hit a draw
No.
because you pushed one. Just switch off. It's the
Right.
same as when we were fitting Johnny.
Yeah.
Stop thinking about your bad one. Just swing.
Just swing.
See what happens.
Okay. Lay on the face.
Still good though, 179. Didn't play. It's good, it's got enough spin to keep it in the air.
Yeah, that was really low on the face. The toe strikes have gone. It's been like 6 months since I've had toe strikes. Oh my God.
That's a rocket. It's an absolute rocket, that one. Oh.
Holy shit.
Oh, wow. So even if now you just look at best for best, what was the best on yours? That one? For ball speed?
Yeah.
That's probably that's probably the closest you got to your optimal there. But you should be 311. That one there, I mean, the ball speed on that was 184. Swinging at 124.
That
but
felt...
You see how like you're like switching off now and you're just trusting the product?
I'm just trusting.
Same conversation I had with Johnny.
Yeah.
Like, just swing.
And you're fine.
You don't have to manipulate it.
No, that felt so... what Johnny was saying about his fitting, about just how it feels off the centre. How smooth. Yeah. Oh, I still don't mind that.
That's just a push.
Yeah,
it's 182 ball speed though.
I find the middle of the club face more in the last 2 minutes than I have in the last 2 months.
That's still 305 carry. Yeah. But we don't have that one you were talking about where you're worrying about this.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah? I can talk to that one and it'll listen.
So it's now a case of, right, aim down the left and let it go.
So I should my kind of stock thing is aim down the left and let it fly back.
Yeah.
Put it into practice. Oh, still fine.
Yeah, it's just straight down.
Yeah.
183 ball. Yeah, just a little bit of a low spinner off that.
But I'm hitting shots there that are like, those are in play and like 330.
And again. Nearly. 181 ball.
Still don't mind that.
Good.
Ooh. I don't think I've actually ever hit the black TR before.
We'll find out now.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like...
It's a baldy so-and-so.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Yeah. Alex.
Yeah, no, I thought that would be what would happen. So anything that seems to be really stable all the way through, for you push yourself more towards toe.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So like as an example, right, I'll just do it for the video content. If you change that out in the Ventus line, have you ever tested red?
Last week.
Yeah.
For the first time.
What, the Plus
The new
model?
Plus one, yeah. Quite liked it.
Yeah, so most people will overlook red for faster players. And I'll normally test it if I get someone like yourself that gets a bit quick in their hands, flips it a little bit. I'll try you in the red. Just from, I've noticed a pattern, and again, this is just experience led. Sometimes with certain players that are quick and do get a bit quick with the release, because TR is softer in the tip and has a little bit higher torque, it tends to not square up as quickly.
Right.
So it doesn't react to your hands as quick, so it stays stable through impact.
Okay.
So you get less of a...
flippy motion, okay. I like that one. I really like that one.
It's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That felt nice as well.
That's good.
I did like that.
Nice. Hit 2 more. Because if it does that, then it's probably going to be that
That's
out
a
of
money
all of
maker.
those.
Oh, it just feels good. I know when it's slightly left. That feels so good.
It's fast.
Yeah. That feels really
it's
good.
close. That's really close. And I think rather than you messing around with alignments, now you've seen the flight, you can then pick what you want to do with it because it's more stable.
Yeah. So I can't put into words, you know what you were saying, just how it feels out the middle. It's just a machine. Like that one there really felt, you said it felt fast. That one, I knew that was going to be 183, 184 even before looking at it.
Feels like a shot out of a gun.
Yeah.
So the odd one, right, is we took the best of your bunch on your driver.
Yeah.
And you were averaging 177.
Yeah, okay.
You're at 183 now. Like, no joke.
No,
That's
no,
not me touching data.
I'm
That's pure, genuine. 177, you're up at 183.
Yeah.
It's like a different...
There's a different class there. So you were saying it feels like a shotgun, for like almost like trampoline effect as well. That one felt so, like springy off the face. Right, it's a bit straighter, so I'm just going to aim for the dead straight frozen rope. Alex Lodge, that's me.
So 4 left.
That is a 4 left.
Yeah,
don't
I
want
would be screaming at that one as
Yeah,
well.
that's a lost ball.
The ball speed retention's a key one to take from this, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, so you struck toe, heel, high, low,
Yeah.
and you're getting ball speeds that aren't fluctuating much.
Yeah, I've been at quad before and I'm doing stuff like that, and it's like averaging out at low 170s or even high 160s or so. That's like 12 mile an hour faster, which is
So it's not that it's faster in those spots as such. It's more it's not as damaging.
sure. Okay.
So the story there isn't really. It's more consistent.
Right.
Ball speed around the face.
Yeah.
Like.
So toey.
178 though.
Yeah.
So that'll go. Yeah, that'll do what we want it to do.
Yeah.
So it'll still get out there. It's just not optimal.
No. It's fine if it's carrying that far.
It's good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one.
185.
Yeah, that's the fastest of the lot.
124 club head speed. 313. That's mega.
Just swing. Yeah, literally.
Just swing.
That's literally what I thought.
Like, don't manipulate
No.
it. And I think that's sometimes the same with when Johnny got fit. If you've got something that's not fit for purpose, you start to manipulate. And when you start to manipulate, you can have two-way misses,
Yeah.
you lose confidence. If you're just swinging, it's easier for me to be able to fit you based on what's happening
Yeah.
and find the timing. But and the minute you like build that confidence and you're like, just aim at my target and just swing and see what happens, and you hit something like that, that's just going to embed in the back of your brain. And then when you get out on the golf course and you're like, I know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, just swing your swing type thing.
Just swing. You're not like thinking, oh, I've got this little toe strike in there,
Yeah.
like that could go.
Or just swing thoughts as well. That's what I think. I'm trying to block that out and just be like, this is the club for me. If I swing how I'm supposed to swing, that's
that's really good. That like, yes, we've still got a little bit of a left miss in there, but the key thing about that, and we, you know, all of our fitters will say this, we'll try and soften it.
Yeah.
We're never looking to eradicate it.
No.
Right? Because that fault could be due to technique, it could be a multitude of things.
Sure.
And if we eradicate it and then your swing gets better, as an example, say it's a dynamics thing, and we say, okay, well, that one goes right all the time now, that's a perfect miss, and then you fix your technique.
Yeah.
Where's that right miss going to go?
Sure.
Potentially further right.
Okay.
So we'd rather soften it. So if it is left, that's as far left as it goes.
Yeah.
But if it's not left, it's still going 311.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you absolutely nut one, 313.
313, yeah.
But on average, from the data, 182 average on ball speed. Yours 177.
Yeah. I've never had above 180 as an average.
Your club head speed is different as well. Look.
Yeah.
119, 122.
That's a big increase.
Well, that's kind of, and people will look here.
Yeah.
They always do. They look at ball speed first. Look how much ball speed I've gained.
Yeah.
The story of this is in here,
Okay.
not in ball
that
speed.
one, right.
Yeah. So it's more about why is the club going faster? Why is the club head speed up?
I didn't come into today thinking I'd get above 180 average. So,
No,
and also 122.6 average either.
And really, we were quite fair. We've left a 177 miss in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, what happened if you took it out?
If you took the 177 out.
Yeah, of interest.
So if you ignored it, because like the reason I left it in is it still went 297 and it's still in play. You take that out and you look at your average now, best for best. I think that's fair. You go best for best.
Ping hit them all really well.
183. Well, 184 if you round it up.
Yeah.
Versus 177. That's a lot.
That is an average.
123 club head speed versus 119.
Thank you. Well, that'll do.
The Titleist GT3 driver with a Fujikura Ventus Red TR6X shaft. This could be the best driver I've ever tried. Many thanks to John Bean for fitting me for this absolute demon. Guys, if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like down below and smash the subscribe button for more videos from Golf Magic. Until the next video, we'll catch you later.